The allure of a better life pulls young hearts from African soil. They leave behind their families, their communities, and everything they have ever known, driven by the hope of finding something better. The dream of a prosperous future is a powerful motivator, pushing them to take risks that many would find unimaginable. They envision streets paved with gold, opportunities aplenty, and a chance to escape the clutches of poverty. In their minds, the new land is a place where hard work is rewarded and dreams can come true. They imagine a life where they can provide for their families, send money back home, and build a future that is bright and secure. The journey is fraught with danger, a leap into the unknown. They traverse treacherous terrains, cross vast deserts, and brave the open seas, often in overcrowded and unsafe vessels. Each step of the way is a test of their resolve, their courage, and their endurance. The path to their dreams is lined with obstacles that challenge their very survival, but hope, like a flickering flame, guides their way. It is the beacon that keeps them moving forward, even when the nights are darkest and the days are filled with uncertainty. Hope is the thread that binds them to their dreams, giving them the strength to carry on despite the hardships they face. Yet, upon reaching the shores of opportunity, a different reality unfolds. The land they dreamed of is not as welcoming as they had hoped. The streets are not lined with gold, but with challenges that are just as daunting as those they left behind. The promise of a better life is overshadowed by the struggle to find their place in a new and unfamiliar world. The streets are not paved with gold, but with hardship and uncertainty. They find themselves in crowded urban settings, competing for low-paying jobs and struggling to make ends meet. The reality of their new life is a far cry from the dreams that brought them here. They face discrimination, isolation, and the constant pressure to succeed in a world that often seems indifferent to their plight. The promised land morphs into a battleground where survival becomes the daily struggle. They take on menial jobs, often working long hours in harsh conditions just to get by. The dream of prosperity is replaced by the harsh reality of survival, where every day is a fight to keep their heads above water. The dream, once so vivid, begins to fade. The weight of their struggles takes a toll on their spirits, and the hope that once burned so brightly starts to dim. They reflect on the journey that brought them here and the sacrifices they have made, questioning whether it was all worth it. It is replaced by a gnawing anxiety, a constant reminder of the chasm between expectation and reality. The pressure to succeed, to make something of themselves, becomes a heavy burden. They worry about their families back home, about their future, and about whether they will ever achieve the dreams that brought them here. For many young African migrants, the journey abroad is not a triumphal march toward a better life. It is a harsh awakening to the realities of a world that is not as kind or as generous as they had hoped. The dream of a better life is replaced by the struggle to survive in a foreign land. It is a descent into a labyrinth of struggle, where every step is fraught with challenges, both seen and unseen. They navigate the complexities of a new culture, a new language, and a new way of life, all while trying to hold on to the hope that brought them here. The journey is long, the challenges are many, but the dream, though dimmed, is not entirely extinguished. The lack of legal status becomes a heavy cloak, suffocating their dreams. Job opportunities shrink, leaving them vulnerable to exploitation. They are forced into the shadows, taking on menial jobs that barely keep them afloat. The fear of deportation hangs over their heads like a dark cloud, a constant reminder of their precarious existence. They live in the margins, invisible to the system that could offer them protection. Their labor is cheap, their rights easily disregarded. They become cogs in a machine that thrives on their vulnerability. The dream of a better future is replaced by the harsh reality of survival. Each day becomes a struggle to make ends meet, to hold on to the hope that one day they can emerge from the shadows. The money earned is meager, barely enough to cover the high cost of living. Rent consumes a large chunk, leaving little for food, clothing, and other essentials. The dream of sending money home, of lifting their families out of poverty, becomes a constant source of pressure. They live in cramped apartments, sharing spaces with fellow migrants, all chasing the same elusive dream. Every penny is stretched, every expense carefully considered. The life they envisioned, one of comfort and abundance, remains tantalizingly out of reach. The weight of their responsibility, of providing for families back home, adds another layer to their burden. The struggle is not just about their own survival, it is about the hopes and dreams they carry on their shoulders. Sending money home becomes a risky endeavor. Formal banking systems are often inaccessible due to their legal status. They rely on informal channels, trusting their hard-earned money to intermediaries whose promises often ring hollow. The fear of losing their savings, the lifeline they send back home, adds another layer of stress to their already challenging lives. The transfer fees are exorbitant, eating into the little they manage to save. Yet they have no choice but to trust these informal systems, hoping against hope that their families will receive the money. Every transaction is a gamble, a leap of faith into the unknown. Ghosts in the machine. When money vanishes. Stories abound of money disappearing into thin air. The intermediaries vanish, leaving behind a trail of broken promises and shattered dreams. The migrants are left with nothing but despair, their sacrifices in vain. The emotional toll is immeasurable, a crushing blow that amplifies their sense of helplessness. The money they sent, meant to pay for school fees, medical bills, or a small business back home, is gone. The weight of their failure, of not being able to provide for their loved ones, is a heavy burden to bear. It chips away at their spirit, leaving them feeling lost and betrayed. A crisis of trust, broken promises, and misplaced hopes. The loss of money breeds distrust, fracturing relationships between migrants and their families. Accusations fly, suspicion poisons the well of love. The migrants feel betrayed, their sacrifices seemingly unappreciated. They question the very foundation of their efforts, wondering if the sacrifices they are making are worth the emotional turmoil. The families back home, struggling with their own realities, may not fully comprehend the challenges faced by their loved ones abroad. The communication gap widens, fueled by misunderstandings and unfulfilled expectations. The dream of a shared future, of returning home one day to a better life, begins to crumble under the weight of distrust and resentment. The weight of disappointment, a migrant's emotional burden. The emotional toll of these experiences is profound. The migrants grapple with isolation, loneliness, and the constant fear of failure. They carry the weight of their family's expectations on their shoulders, a burden that grows heavier with each passing day. Mental health issues become prevalent, with depression and anxiety casting a long shadow over their lives. They are forced to navigate a new culture, often facing language barriers and discrimination. The support systems they once relied on are thousands of miles away, leaving them feeling isolated and alone. The dream of a better life abroad has become a nightmare, a constant struggle for survival that takes a toll on their physical and emotional well-being. Breaking the cycle, a glimmer of hope in the darkness. In the midst of overwhelming challenges, there are moments that shine through, offering a beacon of light to those in need. These moments are not just fleeting instances, but are built on the foundations of resilience and the unwavering spirit of the human heart. Despite the challenges, there are glimmers of hope. These glimmers are seen in the smiles of those who, despite facing unimaginable hardships, still find reasons to hope and dream. Their faces tell stories of perseverance, of battles fought and won, and of an unyielding belief in a brighter future. Organizations are working tirelessly to provide support to African migrants, offering legal advice, language classes, and mental health services. These organizations serve as pillars of strength, guiding migrants through the labyrinth of challenges they face in foreign lands. They offer not just services, but a sense of direction and purpose. These initiatives, though limited in reach, provide a lifeline to those who feel lost and alone. They create safe spaces where migrants can find solace and support, where they can share their stories, and find comfort in knowing they are not alone in their struggles. They offer a sense of community, a space where migrants can connect with others who understand their struggles. In these gatherings, bonds are formed, and a network of support is built, providing emotional and psychological strength to those who need it most. Advocacy groups are raising awareness about the plight of African migrants, bringing their stories to the forefront and ensuring their voices are heard. These groups work tirelessly to highlight the injustices faced by migrants and to rally support for their cause. Pushing for policy changes that could improve their living and working conditions, they engage with policymakers, advocate for legislative reforms, and strive to create a more inclusive and fair society for all. The fight for a more just and equitable system is ongoing, driven by the collective efforts of individuals and organizations dedicated to making a difference. It is a fight fueled by the hope that one day, the systemic barriers that hinder migrants will be dismantled. fueled by the hope that one day, migrants will no longer have to endure such hardships in their pursuit of a better life. Their journey is a testament to the strength of the human spirit, and their stories are a reminder that hope, no matter how small, can light the way through the darkest of times. Conclusion: a call for empathy and action. In a world that is increasingly interconnected, the need for empathy and action has never been more urgent. We are all part of a global community, and our actions or inactions have far-reaching consequences. The story of African youth migrants is a complex tapestry of dreams, struggles, and resilience. These young individuals leave their homes, often driven by the hope of a better future, yet they face numerous challenges along the way. From the perilous journeys they undertake to the harsh realities they encounter in foreign lands, their experiences are a testament to their unwavering spirit. It is a story that deserves to be heard, understood, and acted upon. Their voices, often marginalized, carry the weight of their experiences and aspirations. Listening to their stories is the first step towards understanding the complexities of migration and the urgent need for comprehensive solutions. It is a call for empathy, for a recognition of the shared humanity that binds us all. Empathy allows us to see beyond our differences and connect on a deeper level. It is through empathy that we can begin to address the root causes of migration and work towards sustainable solutions. It is a call for action, for a commitment to creating a world where migration is not driven by desperation, but by choice and opportunity. Action means implementing policies that support migrants, providing access to education and employment, and fostering inclusive communities where everyone can thrive. By addressing the root causes of migration, such as poverty, conflict, and lack of opportunities, we can create a more equitable world. Initiatives that focus on sustainable development, education, and economic empowerment are crucial in this endeavor. By creating opportunities for economic empowerment and social justice in Africa, we can help build resilient communities. Supporting local entrepreneurs, investing in education, and advocating for social justice are key steps in this process. We can break the cycle of hardship and despair. When communities are empowered and individuals have access to opportunities, the need for risky migration diminishes. We can ensure that the dream of a better life is not a distant mirage, but a tangible reality for all. Together, through empathy and action, we can create a world where everyone has the chance to thrive and succeed.